Hey, we're back again. Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of the Horror Debate. I am Jeff Rowdy J. Kieran. Alongside me, the man, the legend, the myth, Michael Mandy.
How can I come? That's a pretty interesting introduction.
Well, I'm trying to make you look good, Mikey. Come on.
God knows I need it. I need all the help I can get, folks. Okay, where are we now? We are going to be... This week, we're going to be debating Crazy Eights, starring Tracy Lords.
Crazy Eyes?
Crazy
It wasn't
Eights.
Crazy Eyes the guy from that Adam Sandler film that used to come out? You remember his eyes were like all jiggly? Did you remember that? Was that Mr. Deeds?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but it was funny. My kids keep bringing it up. Okay. Crazy Eyes.
Crazy Eights.
Oh, Crazy Eights.
Directed by James Koya Jones. That sounds like a boxing
I
introduction.
was going to say. That was good, Mike.
That's a cool introduction, James. You should go for that.
Yeah, so basically another one of the 8 films to die for, and probably the ones we're maybe a little overcritical on, but only because they say they are the most intense, the most brutal, the most incredible horror movies to be made, and they couldn't be shown in any theater because someone will get sick, and it was us.
We're getting sick watching these.
You know, I mean, I don't know. This one, Mikey.
All I can say is, if they hold a festival and they show all these 8 films back to back, man, my sympathies.
Yeah. You got a lot of people walking out.
And respect for whoever lasted all 8.
But Mikey, we did 2 in a row that were 4 stars.
Yeah, I know, amazing.
And I'm flipping over that, right?
Okay, well,
I'm flipping over that. So,
all right.
So here we are, Crazy Eights.
Stop flipping.
We got I'll stop. We got Tracy Lords.
I know.
We got Tracy. Yeah, Mike, I can see your excitement from here, dude. You're beaming. Tracy freaking Lords, a legend, an absolute legend.
Yeah.
And then you got Dina Meyer. Now talk about 2 polar opposites, right? You got Tracy Lords, the porn star, and you got Dina.
Ex-porn star.
Oh, it doesn't. Porn star.
Ex-porn.
And Dina Meyer, who I love Dina Meyer. I love Dina. You know when I fell in love with Dina Meyer?
No.
I'll tell you when. Starship Troopers. I tell you what, I thought she was the hottest little thing going.
Okay.
Honestly.
More than Charlie Sheen's ex?
Very talented. Who, Denise Richards?
Yeah.
She's plastic.
Oh, okay.
She comes off too plastic. I think in the character in there was too plastic too.
Okay.
That's what did it for me. Dina's a real chick, man. This is a real chick, and she'll kick your ass.
All right.
Okay, so that's what I love about her is that she's fiery, she's spunky, and she's cute.
All right. So,
Not Dina yet.
Jeff went in.
Dina. I tell you, in Starship Troopers, I thought she just blew everybody else. Casper Van Weasel or whatever his name is, took him off the page, and she made that movie. She made that movie, Mikey.
Okay. Oh, so she's in this movie now, and I bet you were just drooling to watch this
I was
movie.
excited. Now granted,
right.
she's a little older now.
I got the disc. I can't wait to put it at Tracy Lords and Dina.
Yeah, we're all a little older now, and I'm looking at her going, yeah, she's a good-looking girl. She was in Saw, remember, as well. Huh? She's in the Saw series. And, I beam over her. I don't know what it is. Something
do what?
I beam over her,
Beam.
Something about that personality thing is just really cool.
Empathy
anyway,
into that one.
But this movie, Mike, you could have had 5 Dina Meyers in this movie, and they still couldn't have held this movie together.
Could have had 5 Dina Meyers doing 5 Tracy Lords in this movie.
And you still couldn't have held this thing together.
And even I would have said, okay.
What happened here?
I don't know.
Well, okay, but what are we dealing with, Mike?
What we're dealing with is... I love that catchphrase. What are we dealing with?
Because we're dealing with it. We're not enjoying it. We're just dealing with it.
We're putting up with... when this movie started out, I could have swore it was to turn into The Big Chill. A bunch of friends...
I got a big chill while watching it, buddy.
A bunch of friends get together because one of their group... there's 8 people, and one of them is 20 years later. They all separate and went their own separate ways, and one of them died, and so they all get back together to reminisce about, the good times they had. It was kind of like that movie It by Stephen King.
I love It.
I mean, I was watching this movie going, okay, been there, done that.
Yeah,
let's go, move. And then as they're driving, they go and discover a box that they buried, a time capsule, way back when they were little kids. And so they open it up going, I don't remember this, I don't remember this, I don't remember this. Let's just mess with it and take it with us and then whatever. And then they're driving and they realize we passed that same house 8 times. And so they go into
I
the
love
house.
movies like that, though. That's a great premise. I love that. We're not going to allow you to get anywhere else. You're going to be stuck seeing the same house over and over again until you get out and go in this house.
I felt I was stuck watching this movie and
Well,
couldn't
we
get
all
out
were,
either.
Mike. We all were. But I
So
love
they
that.
go
That
into the
little thing
house.
there was good. I love that part.
So they go into the house. There's a big old condemned sign on it. And, of course, it takes one of them's a rocket scientist who figures out, gee, maybe we're not supposed to go in there. There's a big sign that says condemned, so they open the door and go on.
Of course they do.
Of course.
It's a horror movie, Mike.
Yep, they go down into this basement cellar, and they walk into the basement cellar. One guy, of course, has to fall. Usually it's a girl, so I was actually impressed. It was a guy who broke his ankle instead. And they keep
Yes.
walking down, and they realize, gee, this is a tunnel that leads to a whole new underground complex.
Mm-hmm.
And
What was the complex, Mike?
the complex was
It wasn't Herpes Simplex 12. Okay.
This complex was the March of Dimes Walkathon. Because, trust me, that house was the starting gate of this walkathon. This movie, they walked over and over
Yeah,
and
a
walked
lot of freaking walking. And that had to be hell for the guy who had the broken ankle, right?
This movie was a 15-minute movie stretched out into an hour and a half.
Mike,
This was worse. This was just like Silent Hill.
let me tell you a true story. I'm going to reveal a little bit behind the scenes of the horror debate right now, because before we recorded this little debate here, before we started recording this thing, I didn't even remember the freaking movie.
Yep.
Okay, I watched it. This is how much I enjoyed it. I didn't even remember it. Mike had to go, oh, remember it's that one about the guy, they all get back together, the group of kids, they all get back together.
You know, the movie we just watched?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, that was Dina Meyer.
Yeah.
That's all I said, and then I remembered, right?
Yep.
See? That's all it took.
I got another problem with this movie. The poster,
No, you got lots of problems
Yeah.
with this movie, Mike.
The poster shows it's all brown and grungy and nasty. It looks like, someone pulled this out of a toilet, this photograph of Dina Meyer. She looks like she's naked, and she's got this thing, her eyes have been gouged out. That's the poster. Got news for you. Never happens in the movie. Dina Meyer keeps her clothes on.
Can we
the
get
whole
false
movie.
advertising on that?
Yeah, because
Can
it
we do that?
happened to a totally different character.
Can I get a witness?
It happened to a totally different clothed character.
Well, and granted, I don't know that is Dina Meyer in the poster. It probably
It
might
could have been
be.
a professional model.
Yeah, I don't know who that is,
An
but
amateur model, but all I know is
I'll
that-
take a Dina Meyer poster if somebody wants to send one to me.
Okay.
I'll
And
take
if you
one.
have any naked of her in a corner,
I'll take one. Yeah, fiery chick. Anyway, I'm going to stop gushing on that. Now you go ahead and just continue on, Mike.
Okay, but this movie, it's ridiculous. I mean, all it does is them walking around going, wow, what's this? Wow, what's this? Something bad happened, and then it goes away.
Yeah.
And I had another problem. One of the main characters has her eyes gouged out. She's totally blind. She's in hysterics. She's in the corner. And what does the person say? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And leaves her alone and expects her to find him.
Mike, this movie, in my opinion, and I don't mean any disrespect by this, but in my opinion, this was a directorial mess.
Yeah.
From start to finish. This was a confusing mess.
I mean, it's so funny that this guy shows up in this big, long room. Okay, it's supposed to be like a hospital, a psychiatric hospital, but it's been abandoned for like 30 or 40 years. And they're trying to get out, and they can't find their way out. He's banging on a window with no bars on it. It's just a little fly screen, and he's going, I can't get out. And it's like, just push on it.
Just push the thing, will
Yeah, it's so obvious he was pretending to hit this wimpy screen. It's like, come on, I could install a screen stronger than that.
I unfortunately think that the director or writer or somewhere in between both got this all mucked up and confused. I sat there and watched this thing, and I remember now. Because I tell you what, I started off wanting to like it because I saw the cast. And then I got into it, and I'm like, this is just not working. And there's no fire here. There's
everybody
nothing.
walking around, and the most revelational thing someone says, the most amazing thing they say is, gee, these photographs are of us, but 30 years ago. Wow. Well, how did these pictures get here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jeez.
I don't know.
Duh.
I don't know. And that's
Yeah.
all they say. And then they walk around for another half an hour, and you're going, you just ended. This is just a mess.
Granted, I mean, having Tracy Lords and Dina Meyer,
I was looking forward.
I was looking forward to watching this thing,
yeah.
and unfortunately when it was over, I remember looking at my wife and she looked at me and we both went, huh?
Yeah.
You know, what?
If you're a fan of Silent Hill, you'll like this.
No!
Because Silent Hill is the same concept.
Don't go there with the Silent Hill reference. You've been reading the internet too much, Mikey.
I haven't. No,
Silent Hill is head and shoulders way above this.
But I mean, the concept of the character spends half of the movie just walking.
Nah, yeah, but this is nothing like Silent Hill, Mike. I mean, yes, some of the goofy, weird stuff kind of happens in a
true.
surreal kind of space. Okay, I'll give you that, but in a million other movies.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Silent Hill, of course, has more computer effects and more...
Silent Hill's a much better film. It has a
Okay.
much better story behind it. I don't know what happened here. I won't say the acting's much better, but honestly, this is just a wreck. This should have been trashed and started over.
They wanted to make the Stephen King movie this is just a bust.
Yeah, you know what? I'm
Boring.
bombing it.
Yeah.
I'm bombing it, Mike. This is the bomb. You know what? It had all the pieces I thought to be something special, and it just is not. It's a wreck.
The cinematography. Sorry, I almost said cinnamon.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean, it looked all right. I mean, it looked like a dirty, grungy hotel or a
Big
psychiatric
deal.
ward. I mean,
But it didn't
I
go
don't know.
anywhere.
Yeah, no.
It didn't do anything. There was no fire.
No.
See, the thing about a horror movie,
Yeah.
folks, is it's got to have fire. It's got to make you care. It's got to get you emotionally attached.
Yeah, it's got to make you care. And all these characters were interchangeable.
Nobody cared.
If Tracy Lords wasn't in this movie, I wouldn't have known which one was which character.
I could watch
and which
Tracy
character-
Lords in about 30 other films that I would have enjoyed much more than this thing. I mean, and I'll just go back and watch Starship Troopers for my Dina fix.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Yes. All right.
Bomb.
I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff. We'll talk to you next week with another one of the After Dark films, 8 Films to Die For, at the Horror.
Blah!